Hey, everybody. Thank you so much again for listening to my podcast, Linking to the Afterlife. I am thoroughly enjoying the way this has morphed into so many different things over the last, almost year and a half, close to 2 years for me and for you as listeners. This next session took place back in 2022, January of 2022. And it's a conversation with my friend Aditi, one that we had about the Spirit Dictionary and what led up to me pulling a word for myself from the Spirit Dictionary and how that actually told me what was going to begin to happen. I didn't know when, but I knew in that moment, January of 2022, that something was going to change. And I needed at that point to speak to someone about it. And Aditi and I had a great conversation about linking to the world around us using the Spirit Dictionary and how we can all use a book of our choice to gain access when we think we can't do it any other way. This is a great opportunity to help all of us move forward on our journeys by connecting to spirit in this way through the Spirit Dictionary. Why I'm sharing this now is because it came up on my feed as something I shared, and I re-listened to it because I forget things that happened to me years ago. And as I re-listened to it, and as I recognize what happened at the end of 2022, which is when I started hearing Spirit Voice through my recordings, everything changed for me. And this was an introduction to that, and Spirit was telling me that, giving me clues that something was going to happen. I love this conversation so much with Aditi. It brings such joy to me as I re-listen to it. And I hope it brings you the same amount of joy and courage to do the hard things in our life that will mean so much going forward. And we don't always know how the challenges we have in this moment, how they are going to manifest themselves. It's always a great rule of thumb to stay ready. Ready is all we can ever be in the present moment. Enjoy this conversation. Thank you for rating and reviewing this podcast. It does help others find it. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the present moment. Hey, Aditi, how are you?
Hey, Donna, I am fabulous. Good to see you.
Oh, and it's always wonderful to see you. So, Aditi and I today have come together. She's at a loss to what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Because I want her full reaction when I tell her this story. Aditi has
Yes.
also been with me in many of my events with what we used to call the Magic Dictionary. I now call the Spirit Dictionary.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's what we're going to talk about today. But what has been your experience with the Spirit Dictionary?
Okay. So I find it extremely interesting how spirit leads you to just the right word that you need to hear. So I'll bring it right into today. And excuse me if I get a bit tearful as I speak. Today is my father's heavenly birthday. And always review on this day of like what I always wonder, what does he look like? And sometimes that brings a little bit of a tear to my eye, a little bit of sadness. But then, in a sense, it brought this immense amount of joy. and just celebrating his day, and what a beautiful day. And I just kind of went on about my day. And then I get a message from you about your word of the day, because I hadn't engaged online at all yet today, to find out that today's heartfelt. That was just so synchronistic. And that's usually how it always goes, is just the synchronicity of it. With you finding the red dictionary after meeting up with you at VHI and realizing that I had one of the same copies of a dictionary that you had. And I'm like, no, I can't. That's Donna's thing. Like, I can't do that. So then I start picking up my dictionary, and once in a while on a daily basis. And again, it's just so synchronistic every time. Many events that we've done with the Spirit Dictionary that have just been absolutely amazing. I feel like that's sharing an intention, in a sense, that people can set daily, just to bring in a better connection with spirit, because it gives you a word that to start your morning off. What I found is sometimes, you feel it when you hear the word. And then even going throughout the day, you're like, oh, you can't make that up. Like, there's the word, there's the word, there's the word. And then it just gives you that vibrational feeling that you can follow all day.
That's a perfect word, the vibrational of that, the vibration of that word. And I like about Aditi, what I love about Aditi is because of her, I think when we started this at the Institute, we started doing this with guests at the Institute, that everybody was so there for a different sort of reason, whether it was spiritual, psychological, emotional, or personal growth. But after I gave Spirit's interpretation, everybody gave their interpretation.
Yes,
You
that was
remember?
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that was fun. And we've even done that too on some of the videos that we've done in the past of, you would give the interpretation, Spirit would come through with the interpretation, and then I would kind of go off from that too. And it is interesting too, how everybody has their own interpretation or their own connection, their own vibration with the word. I just think it's quick, it's fun, it's easy, and it's a way to connect with spirits. It's awesome.
Quick and fun is the word of the day for me. Just quick. I love quick. And there have been other times in my life where, just like Aditi, I would just pull it because something new is happening in my life and I really don't feel what I feel about it. So I said, let me check in with the Spirit Dictionary. So that background is going to lead into why Aditi and I are here today and why I have not shared yet what happened to me the other day. Okay, are you ready, Aditi?
I am so ready. I've been anxiously awaiting since you told me
a few days ago. And
yes.
Then in between, so much has happened that Aditi and I are like, I think we have to do another video about that. And I'm like, I need to do the video about this first.
Right.
You got to do that.
Yes. So stay tuned in.
Stay tuned. Thank you. So we've been having a couple emotional days that she mentioned. There's been some extra sadness going on in the world. I went to a funeral yesterday, caused some extra sadness. And Donna the medium can't get caught up in a lot of that because I do what I do. I put off this love vibration and I have to stay centered in that. And I don't like the word grounded, but I have to stay in that.
Yes.
So the other day I'm cooking at my stove here and I'm getting frustrated because I started doing this new thing as Donna Boyle medium and I don't know where it's going. I kept thinking, I'm here, but why am I here? Why am I doing this now? What is your purpose, Spirit, for having me now put this new thing on my platform? Why are you doing this? Why did you put me here? I was saying this out loud. I'm cooking whatever I'm cooking and I'm going, I need something big. I wasn't yelling at them, but I was making a big statement. I said, I need something big. Why am I here? Why did you put me here? Why not just here where I'm living, but here in this new phase, this new promotion of my work as a spiritual medium? And I said that. thinking, Donna, I don't know how it's going to play itself out, but I spent a good 5 minutes just stating out loud. I'm pretty sure I got loud because my music was loud. So I'm pretty sure I had to get louder than my music.
Right.
Asking the question, why did you put me here? And I'm stirring and I'm looking up at the universe. We've all had those moments, have we not, Aditi?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
And we expect an answer, whether it comes that moment, the next day, the next week, or even the next year. We don't know that, right? We don't know when the answer will come, but we know
Correct.
to ask the question. So I asked the question, finish cooking, put it off to cool. And I immediately walk into my area here where my desk is, and my head gets turned to
The Spirit Dictionary.
the big one, though.
Yes. That's the one I have.
Yeah, that's the one you have.
Yes.
I rarely use this one. It sits at the chair beside my desk, but Spirit said, let's pull a word. So I said, let's pull a word. So I remembered my rant about a few moments before, and I said, I want to know why I'm here. So I pick it up. I start spinning the pages. Spirit draws me to the page, draws me to the word. I need to tell the full story first. Sometimes in a definition, the definition, right, Aditi, is very long.
Yes.
Right? Big definition. But I only use where my finger lands. If I land in the middle of a definition, I don't read the whole definition. I read the word and I read where my finger lands. Well, this is a pretty good sized definition, because when I read the word, I went, what the hell is Spirit talking about? The word is prick, P-R-I-C-K, prick. And I'm in,
lovely.
Donna gets in her head and goes, seriously, Spirit? But I'm looking where my finger is. And I'm like, where is this going to go? Are you ready?
Yes.
The definition is number 6. It's the 6th definition in this larger definition. To remove, in parentheses, a young seedling from the seed bed to another suitable for further growth.
Ooh.
To remove from the seed bed to another suitable for further growth. Spirit answered that question. Why am I here? We removed you from what was comfortable in that little seed bed that you were in. We removed you to another place suitable for further growth. I'm like, holy crap, you can't make this
shit up.
They answered my question of why did you put me here? They had to move me for further growth. So the first thing I thought of, Aditi's going to go into this big time in a moment. I immediately think of a goldfish. In a goldfish bowl, if you put a goldfish in a small bowl, it won't grow. It'll only grow to the size of the surrounding area. If you put that goldfish in a larger bowl, it will grow larger. The synchronicity doesn't end there. An hour later, I'm watching Ted Lasso. Has anybody watched Ted Lasso yet?
No.
If you haven't, you have to. It is
a
fabulous TV series. Anyway, he talks about goldfish. I'm like, well, that's interesting. He talks about goldfish have a 10-second memory, maybe a 5-second memory. So whatever happens to them, they immediately forget it in 5 seconds. Wouldn't that be great? So now I'm confirming all these thoughts in my head. And I'm just watching, really getting into the video. And I get the thought, I need to get in touch with Aditi. She is the one that is going to really bring this one home. I've got to tell her, because she's the one, Aditi is the one that I've always gone to when these humongous moments have happened. But we haven't really talked in a while. And it was a weekend, and I know, Donna knows that Aditi spends a lot of time with her family and her partner on that weekend. So I said, oh, I can't call Aditi today. Oh, I want to call Aditi, but I know she's busy. I'm thinking about that, and I look again at the Spirit Dictionary, and I'm like, prick. Immediately on TV, one of the characters in Ted Lasso says, he's a pretty prickly character.
Ooh.
That's the way the synchronicities just pile on. Pile them on. Aditi, what do you think about prick?
Well, Okay, so a couple things. I mean, first saying that word, it's I know the context I've used it in, in the past, which probably I would say isn't so nice. I'll back up for a second. Typically, when you say the word, like my mind instantly starts putting that together in different contexts. And it went from that to like a poking, maybe like, pricking at somebody. And then it kind of came around to kind of is what you do as a medium is that you help support people from where their seed bed is to interpret the spirit and get them to further their growth, and then hearing the definition and feeling that and knowing some of the conversations we've had the past few days, it's super exciting. Spirit has something big, I feel, coming up for you for sure. Coming up for you to share with us. So I almost feel the words a lot of times are strictly for us, but there's also that intertwining of connecting people with the word. And we pretty much found that out when we were at VHI and had people interpret the definition. So I feel like it's going to further growth for you and for us that are in vibrational connection, that are listening to what you're saying and feeling what you're saying vibrationally. So I'm excited.
This is exactly why I needed to tell Aditi, because what he said, I didn't even fathom, because I'm just thinking about, they answered my question standing at the stove. Why did you put me? We removed you from where you were, Donna. We do not want you to get comfortable in that little seed bed. We need to move you into the bigger seed bed for your own growth. But then Aditi just said, Donna, that's what you do as a medium. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I make people uncomfortable during a reading a lot.
Oh. From time to time, I do agree with that.
Well, because what am I doing? I'm pricking them out of their old seed bed, their
absolutely
small seed bed, and putting them into a place for further growth.
Yeah.
They don't have to do what Spirit has told them during that reading, right? There's always choices. But you're right, Aditi. You see, this is why I needed you.
Yes.
I didn't, even after 3 days have gone by, probably more, it's probably been 4 or 5 days, it didn't even hit me that they were also talking about what I do.
Yeah.
Not just Donna and her personal and spiritual growth, but stop getting frustrated with where you are. You were put there. You were put there.
Absolutely. And that will be one of our upcoming videos. That will come up again soon.
I didn't think prick. I don't even know I don't even know why that word means that, to remove a young seedling. We're young seedlings. We come into this earth. We come onto this earth as a young seedling.
Absolutely.
Our soul's grown. Our soul is expanded already.
Yeah.
We as a human, to remove a young seedling from the seedbed to another suitable for further growth. I had to think about it, right? I had to think prick it, like prick it meaning pick it up, prick.
Yeah.
But all your other definitions, they're in there. But that was number 6. Number 6 was that.
So when you were talking about what had happened, the other thing that came to mind too, of asking Spirit, how that unfolds. Once you ask a question, as long as you're open and paying attention, those answers line up. A lot of times it doesn't manifest as quickly as that, but sometimes it does. We get our answers almost instantaneously.
If you're listening,
if you're listening,
and that vibration is there. But and to your point, people do this. Aditi said she does it with her dictionary. Somebody commented on one of my posts, they do that with their Bible.
Oh, good. Yep.
Same thing. You're asking the question and allowing for Spirit to speak to you, God to speak to you, the universe to speak to you in a way that you can interpret, because now you're forced out of your head. When I asked that question at the stove, I didn't answer it. because I don't
Right.
have the answer. I don't know why I'm here. I can't see the future. As a medium, no one's going to tell me my own future. They have, and I didn't like it because it hasn't happened yet. Like she said, like Aditi said, the answer may not come right away.
Right.
May not come right away. But that very same day, the day before, I think, or that day, my brother and I were talking on the phone. He lives in the same town I do. We're talking on the phone, and somehow we started talking about cereal. And I'm like, I love cereal. I used to love a good bowl of cereal, either in the morning. Now I don't really eat that big in the morning, but sometimes at night, that was my treat, a good bowl of cereal. But I don't like anything about what they put in cereals right now. And there is not a cereal on the market that does not have some form of sugar in it.
Correct.
Even the low glycemic sugar. So I remember one time about 4 years ago, I'm walking through a cereal aisle, and the guy who works there comes up and he said, "Can I help you with anything, ma'am?" And I started crying. I started tearing up, and he's like, "What's the matter?" And I said, "I just want a cereal without sugar." Which years ago. But we don't have that. And there is one brand out there, but it's horrible. It tastes like cardboard. So my brother and I are talking about this. We're actually talking this conversation on the phone. The next day, he drops off something downstairs in my apartment. Now I'm thinking, did he have this when he was talking to me? I don't know. He drops off a couple things for me. So I go outside and I'm seeing a little care package from my brother. And in it was a box of cereal with no sugar.
Woo.
And it was raisins, but no sugar. And I said, this can't be, it's got to have honey. It's got to have monk fruit, something in it. And there's nothing.
Wow.
There's no added sugar. It's only the fruit of the raisin.
Yay.
So I call my brother and I'm like, we just had this conversation yesterday. He's like, yeah, I found it. But because I never go through the grocery aisle, I never go through the cereal anymore because it depresses me.
Right.
I love a bowl of cereal.
That's awesome.
The next day, Spirit manifested cereal.
Yes. Thank you.
Sugar-free cereal. And it's
just
good.
What I asked for.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know whether it's the trail. I like to say now we're following the trail that we've set for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the trail, if it was going to happen. I always get caught up on this. If it was going to happen anyway, and I just was in that vibration, so I'm talking about it the day before, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Or if I made it happen. There are many different schools of thought. I like to think everything is happening just the way it was meant to happen, regardless. You can't change it. However, if you're in the vibration of I'm following my trail and I'm on it, that you're going to talk about it or ask for it moments before or a day before. So you didn't make it happen. You were in the vibration of it's going to happen in a moment or two. Now I'm thinking about it. That as I speak it out, this is what Aditi's so good for. As I talk about it now, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
It does. It makes absolute perfect sense. Even if you're thinking about somebody that you want to call and all of a sudden they call, or you're just random thoughts that pop in your head and all of a sudden you're like, wow, right there it is. I love that.
Yep. So you were in that vibration of it already.
Yes.
And that person was going to call. You didn't make that person call. That person was going to call and you just felt it beforehand.
Yeah. And that's what I call being on the right path, or like you said, the right trail. Yeah. It's okay. I'm doing good. This is where I'm supposed to be right now. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you for that confirmation. I love it.
Exactly. Thank you. Because I've had so many instant manifestations over the last few months. It doesn't amaze me anymore, but I'm still, ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
It's mind-blowing sometimes. Really, it's like you speak something and then all of a sudden it's right there, or all of those types of things are happening so quickly right now. Just as you said, it's all accelerated. And so many people are feeling that acceleration.
And we need to run or just follow everybody else, but whatever, it's going to be fast. Mm-hmm. And to accept the quickness of it.
Yes.
So when I read this word, okay, you put me here for further growth. I just love it. Now it's like, I can't wait to see what further growth means.
Right. Yes. Lots of good things coming.
It's okay to get frustrated.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
things that aren't going the way you plan. But why do you think they aren't going the way you plan?
Because they're not supposed to happen.
That's
That-
not what's meant to happen. So being present with what is in your moment, in that moment.
yes.
I know Aditi and I both have kids, one kid, and are they the same age? Carly's 31. How old's Nate?
Nate just turned 30.
Just turned 30. So they're about the
Yeah.
same age. And, you know, we're always giving them all these wonderful things, but then we say, look, they're 30. Let them make their own freaking mistakes. But we can't. We have to say our opinion. And my daughter the other day is just going on about all this. And I'm like, do you know what's going to happen tomorrow? She's like, no. Then why are you frustrated over today?
Mm,
I'm like, I could die tomorrow, honey. And that will totally change your entire path, won't it? She's like, yeah, that would change everything.
yeah.
But now you're stressing over this that may not even be in your reality tomorrow.
Yep.
Aditi, you're so beautiful. I can't thank you enough for joining
Oh,
me today.
you as well, Donna. Thank you. It's always good to do these videos. They're fun. Just being real and authentic and being us.
And so Aditi and I, when was that? 2020, Aditi and I were pandemicked together.
Yes.
At the beginning of this, and we did a few videos, so they're here on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen them, we're pretty funny. We are funny.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to end today this little tidbit of information. Don't forget to subscribe to All I Have and All I Am, and we'll see how being pricked out of my old seed bed allows for more growth.
Yes. Talk soon.